Welcome, everybody. Hi, I'm Dr. Kat, and I just want to welcome you all tonight. I'm so excited that you're here, and I can't wait for you to hear from someone who is incredibly inspiring to me. She's a powerhouse in this space, and what she's going to share tonight is going to give you so much clarity as well as confidence, whether you're here to learn about products, the science, the opportunity, that doesn't matter. So let me share with you who Kathleen is. Kathleen Kangas is a doctor of physical therapy. She specializes in myofascial release, John Barnes myofascial release, and women's health. She owns a private practice in downtown Panama City, Florida, while she's also expanding her business as a leader in LifeVantage. She's been in the fitness world for over 35 years. I mean, you need to check out her arms. They're amazing, both personally and professionally. And she currently enjoys both Peloton and CrossFit. She's a proud military wife and a mom to 2 boys and a stepmom to 4 girls. Kathleen has been with LifeVantage for 12 years, and she brings a wealth of experience with both products and the business. And what she's going to share tonight will give you so much clarity, like I said before. And so we're excited that you're here tonight. Let me introduce, without further ado, Kathleen.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kat. I love being here with you tonight. It's been a while since we tag teamed, and I look forward to many more. But I just want to welcome everybody for being here, carving out some time out of your evening to be here. And just congratulations, because whether you're here as just with some curiosity or you're just plain ready to change something, you're ready to get more out of life, I think you're in the right place tonight. Because we live in a time where our cells are aging faster than they should. Chronic illness is rampant and our stress is through the roof. Would we all agree? There are high stress levels for a variety of reasons. But what if I told you that we're going to explore a simple and powerful way to flip that script? It's not just for our physical health, but also for our financial health. So thank you, Dr. Kat, for that introduction. And, Dr. Kat, by the way, is a brilliant colleague of mine. She's a chiropractor and pediatric functional medicine practitioner. I will introduce her later, but we are here together to share something that has radically shifted the way we view health, longevity, and financial success as business owners. This is about groundbreaking science. It's about a publicly traded company that's opened the doors for people from all professional backgrounds to take control over their future, both from their health perspective and financial. So again, whether you're here for better health or that business opportunity, a greater purpose, and all of the above, I think you're going to find some possibility here tonight. We're going to go back in time here to 2005 when ABC News did a primetime investigative report on this tiny biotech company in Colorado. The reason we share this is because it's such a critical part of our history. It's very antiquated, we know, but the information will blow you away. And I want you to ask yourself 2 questions when you're watching this, okay? 1, who needs this information? And if you could benefit from this in a business aspect, would you be open to that?
The following is an ABC primetime investigative report that aired in 2005.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
So that's pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself.
And as decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill. And for me, it begins with a blood test.
Kind of scoop, yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, not a good thing.
Bad for the body,
Leading to disease.
leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress, and we all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells. But as we get older, some of those toxic radicals overwhelm our enzymes and wreak their havoc. For a long time, scientists thought that antioxidant vitamins like C and E would lower it, but they don't.
As it's turned out in just the last 5 years or so, we see that they're not good enough tools. They're not powerful enough.
But this pill, he says, is powerful enough. In fact, many times more powerful.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment.
Doesn't taste bad.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes.
Have you discovered the fountain of youth?
I wouldn't put it that way, but we may have discovered something that will tell us a lot more about how we age, what happens biochemically, and maybe how we can slow it down. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
You can find the full version on YouTube. It's about 12 minutes long, but I wanted you to get the highlights of that. Wow. I mean, this is why we still share that news clip, because it's so powerful. And I want to ask you this question. Was oxidative stress on your radar prior to seeing that news clip? You know, most people would say no. I know 12 years ago when I was introduced to this, I had never even heard of that term. So I want to make sure that we're all clear about what it is, why we have it, why this is relevant. today. And then we'll talk a little bit more about what's happened since that ABC News clip. We're going to talk about the evolution of our products and our science, and then the business opportunity. And of course, we're going to get a great opportunity to hear from Dr. Kat tonight, which I know some of you are here to be a part of. So oxidative stress is damage to the cells of our body. It's just normal cells turned abnormal. Mutations. It literally turns normal cells to abnormal ones. Why? Because of the food that we eat, the water we drink, the air that we breathe, too much exercise, that's me, too little exercise, environmental toxins, EMFs, medications, everything. And Dr. Kat could probably talk about all the things that lead to excuse me, accelerated oxidative stress, but it's clearly something we can't get away from. And it's linked to pretty much every malfunction that we have going on in our body. You can't really separate it from anything. Now, did you see that John Quinones, when he took Protandim, his oxidative stress was reduced by 45%? I wanted you to see that. Did you see that? Well, we had a study that shows Protandim reduces oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. And we can legally say that to the FDA. To my knowledge, we're the only company or product line that can make that claim. Now, if you're curious about, oxidative stress and what it is, you can go to some place called pubmed.gov. It is our National Library of Medicine. You can type in oxidative stress and any of these things, any of these systems, and see if there are links. There are well over 250,000 studies linking it to everything you're curious about right now. We can't speak to those specific issues in your body, but you can go there and do that research. So here's the problem. Most people are pretty tuned in to vitamins, supplements, antioxidants. I'm sure you've heard of these. I'm sure you've taken these things and eat these things, and that is wonderful. Better that than the alternative. But the way these things work in your body is a 1-to-1 ratio, or I like to use the metaphor of a house on fire. It's like using Dixie cups to put that fire out. How many Dixie cups would you need to put out a house that's on fire? That's the way traditional vitamins and antioxidants work. It's a 1-to-1 ratio. We are producing about 300 septillion free radicals in our body every day, according to the scientist that was a part of developing Protandim. So, I mean, are you going to eat 400 oranges daily, 500 cups of broccoli? Probably not. So we're not really even scratching the surface when we're eating well. What Protandim is not an antioxidant. It is an activator, which means it activates a protein pathway called your NRF2 pathway, NERF, like a football. And when that happens, instead of taking those Dixie cups of water to put out that fire, you are turning on the sprinkler system, that high-tech brand new sprinkler system inside that house. So it's continually putting out that fire day after day after day. And so instead of 1-to-1, you're talking about 1,000,000 to 1 every second per second, Dr. McCord said. So based on what I just told you, who needs to know this? Just you can think, and I know in my mind, the list started getting longer and longer 12 years ago. Probably wondering, well, this was in 2005. Where are we today? Let me give you a quick summary as to what happened since that aired in 2005. $5 million of orders came into this little biotech company in Colorado that had zero marketing infrastructure. They had no idea what to do with that, all that fame, essentially. You can imagine if you had a small business where you were highlighted on national television in a positive light, would you be able to fulfill on that demand immediately? No, and that's what happened to LifeVantage. They didn't really have a plan in place. However, doctors and researchers from all over the world called LifeVantage, said, we want to study your product, Protandim. Today, there are 28 peer-reviewed papers and studies on our foundation product, Protandim NRF2 Synergizer. Here are just a couple. The American Heart Association did a study with Ohio State on heart disease and scar tissue. They put that study in Circulation Journal that goes out to all the American Heart Association members. They've never done that for a natural product before. Louisiana State University did a study on skin cancer, and the results of that animal study were so compelling that it propelled the company to create a topical NRF2 activator. I'll talk about that a little bit later. The National Institute of Aging studied Protandim along with some other natural substances you're probably familiar with, and found that Protandim was the only natural product to increase lifespan in the animal model compared to all these other things people take all the time, like green tea, resveratrol, omegas. So the point is, this is not your average thing on the market. But what happened is that, it ended up in the retail stores. It was in GNC, it was in CVS, it was in apothecaries all over the country, sitting in a shelf that it didn't belong because it's a category creating product. There was not a shelf for it. So it sat next to that vitamin C that was $10. Protandim was $50 back then. And nobody knew what it was because, right? Had you ever heard of oxidative stress prior to seeing that news clip? No. And here we are this many years later. Nobody knew what this was. So they couldn't get the sales over 3 million in that platform, all while these studies started getting underway. But in 2009, 4 years later, they brought in a business consultant who watched the ABC news clip, the full news clip, and said, this is a scientific breakthrough that is not going to tell the story from the shelf. It's just not working there. You can pull this off the shelf and put this in the hands of people like you and me to share the story of Protandim and LifeVantage. We can in fact use that ABC news clip instead, and this is not a marketing piece from the company, but that's called network marketing or word of mouth marketing. Now just think, when's the last time you asked for a referral for a hair person or a nail person or a massage therapist or a good dentist? We do it all the time, right? And we share that stuff all the time. You have somebody come and take care of your lawn, they do a good job. We share those things. It is a natural part of how we communicate today. But those companies don't send us a thank you check. But it's a natural way that we connect people to good things. And that's what the company did. They changed to network marketing. They went from 3 million to 11 million the very first year. Today, fast forward, we are a $250 million company, publicly traded on the NASDAQ. We are in 29 countries today. We just launched a new country, and I'll talk about that. And nobody really knows about us yet. That's the exciting piece about it. And we'll talk about that more when I talk about timing and the business. So there are a few things to consider as you're on here today if you're exploring a business opportunity. One is the company itself, trends in business, the products that that company markets, timing, compensation, and systems. So let's walk through those things. As I mentioned, Protandim is a publicly traded company today. It's based out of Utah. It's a debt-free company. We have an extraordinary board of directors. And what I love about this being a publicly traded company is its transparency. Everything, we get to see all that. So there are a lot of network marketing companies out there, maybe have good products, but you never know what's going on behind the scenes because they're privately held. I love that we get to see all that. In fact, we have somebody from our science advisory board on here this evening, our special guest. And that's important that we get to have that participation in the company at that level. We are in 29 countries today. We did just launch Iceland. I'm thinking, oh my goodness, you could have a business in Iceland or any of these countries today from your living room. I just find that really, really exciting. But not only that, we have a program that allows people from, it doesn't matter if we're even open in that country. We have a global purchasing program that allows us to get our products to anyone, anywhere in the world through a third-party shipper. It's just something special we have with our company. Then we look at trends in business. So I'm going to talk about product trends, but there's also just economic trends, for instance. Let's talk about health and wellness. Health and wellness is the largest economic trend in world history, according to Paul Zane-Pilzer. He's a world economist. He's been an advisor to multiple presidents. He wrote the book, The Next Millionaires. And we just happen to have unique, category-changing, consumable products in all of these categories: anti-aging, skincare, hair care, pet care, energy, and weight loss. Unique, category-creating, consumable products. Home-based business. This is a big trend. It got bigger when COVID happened. People decided, wow, this is really wonderful to be able to work from home and be present for our families and have that flexibility. People are looking for other ways to create income, but they don't have the time to go out and create a whole nother job when they have families at home. Lower cost of doing business. Want to have a traditional business? That can be a lot of money, a big risk. It takes a lot to get your return on investment. With network marketing, low cost of entry, high income potential. And financial instability is a trend. It's an unfortunate trend where people are living paycheck to paycheck because paychecks aren't really keeping up with the cost of living. Even though inflation's kind of come down and stabilized, it's still not there. And people really do need multiple streams of income to live the lifestyle they're wanting to live. I love talking about our products so much. I would say most people who come into this, I don't know a single person that's ever done this business that wasn't completely in love and had huge belief in the science in our products. So let's talk about our foundation product, Protandim Nerve 2. Proven to lower oxidative stress an average of 40% in 30 days. It's made up of 5 plant ingredients. That's it. We have turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, ashwagandha, and bacopa. Maybe you're familiar with some of these things. But that's not the interesting thing about Protandim. When these 5 ingredients were combined in the exact ratio that they got it, they played around with a lot of different things, but they were able to use a very small amount of each of these to create an exponentially huge expression of our Nerve2 pathway, 18 times more powerful than the individual ingredients. Often I will hear people say, well, I take turmeric or I drink green tea, and that is really wonderful. Those are great things for you. It's not the same as Protandim. Because of this synergy, we have patents on the composition of this product and its function to reduce oxidative stress and something called CRP, C-reactive protein, AKA inflammation. Wow. And what is inflammation connected to? Everything. It's really synonymous with oxidative stress. One contributes to the other. So we are able to reduce that too with this patented synergy. We're also, I'm just going to back up here a little bit, approved through something called the Banned Substance Control Group, which means professional athletes and Olympic athletes can use this product. We also have the highest safety standard label, the NSF, in the country. We go above and beyond it. So our manufacturing processes in the US above and beyond what is considered standard. Then we have Protandim NRF1. As I said, we have evolved to find different pathways that we can activate with natural ingredients. So your NRF1 pathway activates your mitochondria production. Think of mitochondria as your batteries and the Nerve2 pathway as like the worker bees, like they're the cleanup crew, but your mitochondria are your batteries, the energy. And as we age, we lose that cellular energy. They get damaged from certain things. Just had a conversation with a friend whose child got a virus that came around a few years ago, and it has damaged the mitochondria, and now she's struggling with multiple health issues. So the point is, like, when that's damaged, it affects our ability for energy and cellular function. Then we have Protandim NAD. This is a big buzzword. If you're on social media, you've probably seen this word out there. People are taking injections for NAD. They're doing all sorts of things. They're fasting to activate NAD. This is a plant-based activator that turns on that NAD or activates that NAD pathway to turn on your sirtuins, which are important for mental focus and concentration, removal of cellular waste, actually impacts our metabolism. So anybody who is wanting to have a healthy weight management plan would benefit from NAD because it has a lot to do with metabolic health. Improves mental and physical energy, supports healthy inflammatory response. I could go on and on about this additional pathway. Here's something really unique. You can combine these 3 Protandim and exponentially increase the activation of the different pathways that I just talked about. Look at this study. When taken together, the NRF2, the NRF1, and NAD gene are all activated more when taken together. So this is why we call it Tri-Synergizer. Our products all synergistically layer and exponentially improve the activation of the other. Protandim Tri-Synergizer. All right, this is not where we stopped. Our second most powerful category we have is our liquid collagen activator. You've heard of collagen before. You've probably bought collagen at the store in powder form. Maybe you've put it in your coffee, but this does more than just supplement your collagen. This does three different things. It activates your collagen production. It activates that pathway to help build your collagen back up. Once you've turned 20, about 1% a year, you're losing collagen. It's breaking down. Now, I am a collagen expert as a myofascial therapist. So I see this, I feel this, I sense it in my own body. It breaks down. So this is going to turn on that pathway to build it back up. It also has 10 collagen peptides, 10 different types to supplement what has been lost. Most collagen products only have 2 supplementary collagen peptides. And then lastly, it does help maintain the collagen you have. So it activates, replenishes, and maintains the collagen you have. It goes beyond your hair, skin, and nails. Across the board, I find this to be one of the most important products to take alongside Protandim Tri-Synergizer because of its effect on muscle recovery, joint support, gut health, eye health, every system you can think of, because collagen is a part of every system that you have. And if it's all breaking down, we want to build that back up. This is a study showing literally it goes from 30.5 collagen density to 68.5. That's more than 100% increased collagen density with our main ingredient in our activate component of our collagen, the red ruby quinoa extract. Can you see that picture? That's incredible. 8 weeks. And then people ask, well, why liquid versus powder? If you are taking a powder collagen, there's about a 10 to 30% absorption rate. Liquid, 90% absorption. So you get a lot more bang for your buck with liquid collagen that is hydrolyzed. And that just means it's chopped up in smaller pieces so your body doesn't have to work to break it down. That means you can absorb it properly. It's called high bioavailability. So let's just take a look at the results. Most people want to see, well, what really happens when you can see it on the outside? Just imagine what's happening on the inside if this is what's happening on the outside. I'm going to flip through these, not spend too much time on each one, but you can see the quality of the skin. Men can drink collagen too. You can see just it just looks healthier. It's glowing. It's plump. You can see even the legs of, oh, here's a friend of ours, her legs, very crepey skin before, and you can see just the improvement in the skin quality. Look at that. So there you go. All right. Mind body. This is our GLP-1 activator. You've probably heard of GLP-1. This is a 2-part system. There's 2 pills you take in the morning, and then there's a powder that you take mixed in with, you can mix it in with anything throughout the day. It is shown to not just 140%, actually updated studies show up to 200% increase in the GLP-1 hormone for sustainable weight loss and wellness. Okay. This helps balance your hunger hormones. It increases your satiety. It improves the communication between your gut and your brain so you feel fuller longer and you get fuller sooner. It quiets food noise. If you think about food all the time, it actually helps quiet that to reduces your cravings and your desire to snack. And it also helps maintain blood sugar levels already within a normal healthy range. From the clinical study, people had an average weight loss of up to 25 pounds in 12 weeks. Everybody is different based on your baseline, where you're starting in your metabolic health. So I always encourage people to be activated, sometimes even ahead of time, maybe be activated for a few months before integrating mind body. But look, these results are incredible. These are the questionnaire people had at the end of the clinical study. 95% reduced sugar cravings, 96% smaller portions, 85% felt less hungry. You can see the numbers here. And here are just some of the people that have had incredible results. I am using this product. I've been using this product for about 8 months now. And I love it. It has absolutely quieted my food noise. I have a lot. I don't have a weight problem, but I have a food noise problem and a craving problem, and that affects my blood sugar. So I feel much more balanced these days. Lots of people say they sleep so much better. They're just in a better mood. They're eating higher quality food. They're craving healthier food. They're having healthy hunger signals. They're not craving sugar. And then this is a really popular one people can combine with the Mind Body program, our metabolic enhancer, our fat burn, which is shown in studies to increase resting caloric expenditure by 181 calories a day. That can really add up over time. So that can be something to fire up your metabolism. And then before I bring on our special guest, I'm going to highlight one more product. This is Axio, our nootropic brain drink. I happen to be drinking this right now. You're like, why would I be drinking an energy drink at this hour? But this is my decaf. It helps with brain fatigue. Have you ever had brain fatigue? This takes care of that. So it improves mental endurance, mental acuity, concentration, memory, enhances neurotransmitter function, and the brain's resilience to stress, reduces mental fatigue and brain fog, increases positive mood. It is so delicious, and the energy market is huge. All you have to do is to walk into a 7-Eleven on a road trip, and you're going to see all the options and all the things that people are purchasing that have so much caffeine and way more than their body needs. It can actually be dangerous. So I love that we have a healthy option, both caffeinated and a decaf version. I am going to stop share here and bring on our special guest, introduce her, because she's brilliant. I have so much respect for Dr. Kat. She's probably the smartest person I know, and she like in my life. But I mentioned before, she is a chiropractor of 25 years. She's also board certified in pediatric and prenatal chiropractic. She's also an expert in pediatric functional medicine. She's been a part of LifeVantage for 10 years. And she was not only sought after, but she accepted that invitation to be part of our science advisory board with LifeVantage. So she is working with some of the top healthcare practitioners and doctors in our consulted, family. And so I am so excited to have you come on, Dr. Kat, and just, I want to invite you to share about your understanding of activation from your bird's eye view in the functional medicine world, how these products have impacted your life, your family's life, what you've seen in patients or just people. I know you've grown a successful organization. So I want to open it up to you, Dr. Kat.
Thank you, Kathleen. I'm humbled to be here with you all. Is this when you would like me to share about why I got involved, or would that be later?
What's your product story? I'm going to ask you more about why you decided to be a partner later. Yeah.
Okay. So my product story actually started later than now, because I partnered with the company before I began the products. So that's not how everybody does it, but that's how I did it. But I had to see that there was science that was validated. And so our products are not really on trial. Our science is proven, and that was incredibly validating for me. So activation versus supplementation, it's not to say that there isn't a benefit to supplementation, but one of the things that caught my attention, especially as a pediatric and prenatal chiropractor, is the space of being a pioneer or an early adopter. And the idea of being anything brain-based or working with the nervous system or anything like that is not new to me, but it's new to a lot of people. So the idea of activating our cellular pathways might be new for you when we've had supplementation since the 40s and 50s. And so supplementation, I explained this to somebody the other day, is kind of like filling a glass of water. And you have to continually fill that glass of water, as it's being drunk, So if you're a bigger person or a smaller person, your size of water glass will be different. But it's a constant process that has to be like refilled. So your dosage amount will depend on that and whether you're deficient. And that literally, in my opinion, feels a little bit like having to be a biochemist. Now, activation on the other hand is like flipping a switch. I don't know about you, but the switches I flip up to turn on, I flip down to turn off. I can't flip it more on. You cannot shove it on more. That's why all of us pretty much have the same dose of the activators. When you are activating your body, you're just flipping a switch on. You are not trying to add to the body. So it's just putting you in a more powerful position. Your body has the innate capacity. We know this. We know that your body has this innate capacity to heal. And when you can remove interference, when you can help the cells become less toxic, or yes, less deficient, but when we remove toxicity and help our bodies to do what they're designed to do, that's what activation is. That's what activation allows. It doesn't mean it's a cure, treat, mitigate, heal. It doesn't. And my own personal story is I had evidence of like a debilitating skin rash. I had tried a lot of things. I was in the middle of a functional medicine program, was working with a lot of practitioners, taking a lot of supplements, autoimmune paleo diet, and no shade on that. It really, really helped me out tremendously. I'm still gluten-free to this day, but it wasn't taking away this skin rash that was impacting my ability to, care comfortably for my patients. And when I finally did start to take Protandim at first, that's all I started with, believe it or not. We didn't have like quite the product line that we have now. When my oxidative stress was lowered by 40% in 30 days, my skin started to be able to heal because it no longer had the same level of oxidative stress. These activators upregulate different things. And you were talking, Kathleen, about Protandim specifically was what got me excited and had me here, is because of the inner antioxidants that were upregulated. So my body could be better at detoxifying. And so that's that. And then I started it with my children who were just about to be 2 and 4 and are 14 and about to be 12 on Saturday. So 10 years this week. And they've never not taken their activators. And so really healthy, and I can't imagine doing things a different way. There you go.
May I ask, because you do see, chiropractors see, lots of patients every day. And obviously you had this experience with supplements and chiropractic and these other methods. How do you integrate this? Like, how important is this conversation when you're talking about people's total health?
Right. Well, a lot of people don't know this, but one of the oaths, commitments that we make when we do that Hippocratic oath, yes, first to do no harm, but there's also kind of this onus or responsibility on us to help people heal more quickly. I don't know if everybody knew that. So if I'm, dragging out your care, it could appear self-serving, and then you're not getting better as quickly as you can. So what this has created for me is leverage for helping patients to accelerate their healing. Not everybody's going to immediately change their diet, or they don't feel well enough to. Like they might say, hey, Dr. Kat, I'd love to be all those things free, but I can't take that out of my life right now because, I just can't, I don't feel well enough. So this helps people access their innate capacity to heal. And it just starts to take the pressure off. I have this analogy. I'm assuming, and I shouldn't assume, but a lot of us on here are probably moms. And when you're learning about childcare or whatever, they tell you don't ever cook while you're holding your child, right? Like don't cook while you're having a 40-pound toddler on your hip. I don't know how realistic it is to really get anything done if you don't have the toddler on your hip, but taking Protandim or activating your body isn't going to cook your dinner for you, okay? But it's like taking the toddler off of your hip, and then you can cook dinner more efficiently. So I find that my patients heal at the rate they used to before we had computers, Wi-Fi, and the toxic load that we have nowadays.
Wow, I love that. I know we're talking about activation as a whole, and it's so powerful. Of the products that we've talked about so far, and there's a couple more I'm just going to quickly highlight before we move on. What are some of your favorite?
My favorites are the ones that you mentioned. I'm very, I like to say, activator forward. I do like our Omegas, our IC Bright, in addition to the activators that you mentioned. And the non-negotiables, if I were left on a deserted island, would probably be like Axio, Nerf2, and collagen. And then a quick fourth place would be the GLP-1 Mind Body. And it's been incredible. It's been incredible. And I'm like actually shocked about it.
Yeah.
I do. I regularly pinch myself like, oh, I'm 50 and I feel fabulous. You know?
Yes.
Like, right?
Yeah. Yep. I am 49. I was in the fitness industry my whole life, and I feel better than I did in my 20s. And literally no one ever, and I'm not saying this to brag, but every time I say I'm 49, I just get the weird look like, what? And I I know I don't feel 49. And I would say, having done paleo, you talked about being on a paleo diet. I know I had to do that before the Mind Body came out. That would have been, if someone told me I had to do paleo for some kind of cleanse, that would have been so much easier if I had the Mind Body on board. Because when I did that, the cravings were out of control. So, I mean, these are really powerful tools to help people do the lifestyle changes that we're asking them to do, right? I love how you said that.
Yes.
All right. We could talk forever, but I know we have a limited amount of time tonight. So I'm going to move on and touch on a couple more things. And I'm going to bring Dr. Kat back on here shortly. Whoops. All right. Hope everybody can see that. We talked about Axio. Get in here. Okay. We do have some powerful gut health products. We have a probiotic, which is time delayed so that it actually gets to your intestines, to your gut where it belongs, instead of dying off in your stomach acids. We don't want that. We have a prebiotic drink. I love this, and this also does help with satiety, helping you feel more full. It helps with bowel regularity and helps with blood sugar levels. It's like fertilizer for the probiotic. And then we also have a daily wellness. It's an immune drink that has your basic vitamins to help your immune system, but also has this healthy fermented yeast extract that helps with our immune health. So it's just a unique drink. I drink this at the end of the day before I go to bed as a tea. We have a Nerf2 activator on the market for dogs. We're the only company that can actually activate our dogs. And they turned Protandim into a chewable treat with some other good doggy ingredients in there. And we know people will sometimes take their dog to the doctor before they'll take themselves. So there's a huge market there. We also have some timed nutrients. I love the name of this because a lot of people are nutrient deficient. Let's just be honest. Most people are nutrient deficient unless you're just really, really, really disciplined with your food. But we have vitamins that you're supposed to take in the morning and then work with vitamins that you take at night to support calming your body and your mind for sleep. And these work to help support the activation of our Protandim line. And we have a D3 as well. Omegas, as Dr. Kat mentioned, very clean, omega-3 and 7 plus D3. This is traced to the boat the fish was caught on. It's so clean, you can literally bite this. So it's great for kids. You can tell them to just bite it and suck the oil out. We have a vision product specific to support our eye health and protect our eyes against oxidative stress, strain from looking at our screens like we are. And then I did mention the LSU skin cancer study. This is the evolution of that. This is our TrueScience activated skincare line. This doesn't just supplement your skin, it actually activates the pathways in your skin and targets 11 signs of aging. We have a sunscreen, a very clean sunscreen, a hand cream, okay, because this is also where we see our aging. And we have a hair care line, very clean from the outside in, targeting oxidative stress and the damage that does to our scalp and our hair. This is our beautiful product line right here. So let's have a little business conversation right here. Timing is everything. Just like in real estate, it's location, location, location. In network marketing, timing is pretty critical. I mentioned it's been since 2005. Nobody knows about LifeVantage. People don't even know about oxidative stress, much less activation. We are still pioneering this. So there's still a massive opportunity to be the first person to bring this to your people in your life, into your network. And you can see kind of we are really still here in this early adoption, as Dr. Cat was talking about, being an early adopter. We have a compensation plan that we call it balanced because it does support the people that might just want to have an affiliate style business, share product, build a customer base. You can earn up to 30% bonuses on just having a customer-based business. However, if you are looking to create more substantial leveraged income, you can build a team and grow and learn there and earn there. You're going to get leadership bonuses. I'm not going to go to all these details because it's quite complex and very lucrative. But when you get to the higher places in the company, Dr. Cat and I, who have never done something like this in network marketing, have gotten to this executive level. That means the company takes 4% of commissionable sales. They share it amongst the leadership. This is very motivating because we want to help LifeVantage grow globally. We want to help the newest people that come in here. It doesn't matter if you're a doctor, a dentist, a finance person, a stay-at-home mom, a teacher, it doesn't matter. It creates a very collaborative environment. I'm not going to go into all of these specifics. This is our bonus plan with our customer commission. So again, as you grow your customer base, you can earn these very significant bonuses on top of the baseline commission. When you're growing a team, you're going to see here a percentage that you will earn just from helping other people gain their financial health. Okay, so we're not just helping their physical health, we're able to help their financial health, and the company rewards you for that. So as that team grows, you're going to earn that percentage for as deeper down in your organization. Okay, I'm just going to skip over this. And I talked about that profit sharing. That's right here. You get a percentage of global commissionable sales. The company takes 4% of that and puts and shares it among the leadership. So there's a real incentive to get to this level. In addition to the amazing incentives this company has. Do you love to travel? I know that I love to travel, but money has, prior to LifeVantage, money has always been a place of stress for me. I would never have spent the kind of money it would take to get to some of the places that we've been able to go just by growing our businesses. Croatia, Maui, we've been to Ireland. There's a trip to Thailand on the docket right now, South Africa. Dr. Cat just got back from South Africa, all over the world, incredible trips you can earn. And you can also earn the title to a Jeep Wrangler. This is our LifeVantage program. And then because we're publicly traded, everything is transparent. You can see here, this is on our website, our income disclosure statement. Now, on the left here, you can see it goes all the way across where it shows you the average number of months it takes to achieve that specific rank, and everybody's different based on how fast you want to go. But over here on the right, you can see it in bigger numbers here. The total commissions paid out for each rank, and then the average income. And you can see consultant, consultant 1, consultant 2, consultant 3. We're not talking about a ton of money here. This might be enough to offset your own products, right? How many times do you go out and you spend money on your health and it's out of your pocket. It's an investment. This is a way for you actually to pay for that, to earn the income to pay for investing in your health. And then you can get up into the senior consultant level, $300 to $900 a month. This could be a car payment. This could be money that you put towards your kids' school or your 529 plans, or you start putting away into savings. I mean, you have to think about how much money do you have to have in your bank account, earning even 4% to earn $500 a month. Just think about that, like leveraged income. I know I didn't have that in my savings account this month. You can get up to the higher ranks, 1,700 to 6,700 in the managing consultant level. I am at the executive consultant level, and Dr. Cat is higher than me, but she's in my organization. Isn't that beautiful? That you can have an organization and you want people to, if somebody outpaces you because they've grown a bigger organization, yay for everybody. This is not the person at the top makes all the money. That's corporate America. In network marketing, we all have equal opportunity here and we all benefit from everybody growing. So I'm going to stop share again, because this is where I want to invite Dr. Kat to share. Again, you are a successful chiropractor. You have a private practice in Bethesda, Maryland. And by the way, she's also been married for 19 years. She's a mom of 2 boys. Our boys are the same age. You know, you're the busiest person I know as well. You're not only the most brilliant, but you are the busiest person I know. What had you say yes to another business? Like, tell us a little bit more about your experience with network marketing and how this has impacted you financially.
Oh man. Okay. Well, thank you for all the compliments. I appreciate it. So it's about 10 years ago, actually this week, that I said yes to this. And it really has like completely shifted my family, our life, our trajectory. And so when I was first introduced, it was actually really April of 2015. And I was honestly not open. I was not open to this platform. I don't know if you're a chiropractor and you're hearing this, many of us feel like we have this target on our back that says, please share your network marketing opportunity with us. So I feel like I had an additional level of resistance. And I had actually only seen examples of it done rather poorly. But the person who shared this with me, who is actually a colleague of ours, their name is Niall, and they are pediatric OT, and connected with me and said, you have an onus on you to know this information, whether you decide to share it or not. And wow, okay. Yes, I'm a FOMO person, but when someone says you have an onus on you, like you have a responsibility and to know about this information, well, you better believe that I was going to find that out. So at that time, I was about 15 years into practice, just about 2 years postpartum with my youngest, and had already spent like 5 years navigating infertility and significant health challenges the year or two before that. So I was making a lot of progress in my healing journey just from what I knew about chiropractically and in functional medicine. And, I didn't feel like incredible, but I felt good. And I was running my practice and I was trading dollars for hours. And now I'm in a place where, it's obviously very different. What started off as like a plan B or maybe no plan or just sharing with a few people has turned into something different. Now I have the energy to homeschool my boys, to walk every single day, to travel multiple places, to maintain a practice, but part-time now. I get to practice. I don't have to practice. And I just adore it and I love it. And I don't think I'll ever stop caring for patients because of my passion there too. But I get to do it on my own terms, when I want, how long I want, for as long as I want, whenever, the things that we all want to do, wake up when we want to, those kind of things. And so it's allowed me to keep doing what I love, basically, and not being drained by the brick and mortar grind. And during the pandemic, I saw firsthand, if many of you own businesses, brick and mortar businesses, you probably saw this too, how vulnerable businesses can be. And with this, I was able to create leverage. And so for the past 5.5, 6 years, I've been at that executive level, and it's significant. It's significant. It has allowed many things, and especially stopping trading dollars for hours. So, and next week, like you said, we're both heading out, and we're taking our family with us to go on this all expenses paid cruise around Alaska. And this is more than products. It's more than business. It's really community, resilience, freedom. So I'm super glad I said yes. I hope that helps.
Thank you. And I love how your boys, our kids get to grow up around this environment too. Lots of our kids know each other. They've gone on trips together. We have dinners together. We go to events together. They've gone to conventions. And what an environment to raise kids in. Incredible. Your kids are just so bright and they're tuned into entrepreneurial ventures outside of the
they don't want to go to college. They want to be entrepreneurs.
Right?
I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And I would love to squeeze in my story, you guys, because when you're talking about, you said something, you said, I get to do what I love. I don't have to do it because I need to support my family, and that's just a different level of showing up. I mean, I can share that for myself, is that I get to have a practice in Panama City, Florida. I was able to just pick up and start in Florida. I had moved from Maryland. I didn't know anybody here, but my LifeVantage business actually supported me being able to open this and have that flexibility to work with a specific niche and not be under financial pressure and just grow it organically. But 12 years ago, I just had two young babies at home, 5 months, 2.5. And I was self-employed as a therapist, so I was not making any money because as a practitioner, if you're not treating somebody or taking care of a client, there's no income. And that's what was happening. But I was struggling with how I was going to get back to work, support my family, and not leave my kids. I didn't know what I was going to do. I was praying, and I will always say that LifeVantage was divine intervention in my life. It wasn't a practitioner that brought this to me. It was literally my friend who's a realtor and had no idea. I was praying for time. I was praying for time and flexibility to be present for my kids. Now, my kids are also 12 and 14, like yours are, Kat, and I have not had to miss precious moments. I'm so grateful because when you really intentionally go into having children, if anybody is on here, I don't care if you are an auntie or a grandmother or a parent, like you want to spend that time with the people you love while you're here, not grind every single day and miss things. And I'm just grateful that I had that opportunity. And I thought, just like you, Kat, maybe if I made a few $100s a month, that's okay. I'm going to share this information anyway. There's no way I'd keep this ABC News clip a secret for certain. Like, who am I to keep that a secret from somebody that it could change somebody's life? And that would be fine because I could do it around my family's needs. I didn't have to change my family's needs to fit my career. And it just grew. It grew. And I went to my first conference, just like I would my professional conference to keep my CEUs up. And that changed everything for me. It just took off from there. And we've created a beautiful community all around the world today. And if you're here, there might even be someone from Australia on here. So it's been life-changing, and it's aligned with my values. It is aligned with my work as a therapist who wants to empower people's bodies and empower them in their life. So that is a bit of my story. I know I can go on, and I use all of these products. I've used these products for my kids to help them with focus, with their mood, with their immune health, and I trust it wholeheartedly. Much better, more than like going to the store and buying some supplements off the shelf, which, yes, you do have to be kind of a chemist to figure out what they need. So these products have been life-changing for my entire family. We are wrapping up here. So let me quickly go back to, thank you so much, Dr. Kat, for sharing your story. We do have a very simple system here. If you're on here tonight, it's probably because somebody just invited you to come and get some information to learn about a health opportunity, a business opportunity, and we work in teams just like this. So we do have a simple system and a proven plan to help you build your business in a successful way. Oops, here we go. So getting started. At this point, you're falling into one of three categories. So if you were invited here tonight, you were curious, or you're looking for something in your life to change, you're going to fall in one of three categories. You want to do research. And if you go to the LifeVantage website of the person that invited you, they have a specific website with their linked to them. You will read everything that you need to know about our products. Very, very thorough. You're going to see studies, videos on all of our products. You can go to pubmed.gov if you're really into the science. You don't have to be a scientist, but if you are, go there. You can look up Protandim, all of our studies, study oxidative stress. And we also have private Facebook groups. Whoever invited you can invite you to that group, because there are so many more stories than mine and Dr. Kat. So many people who were struggling in their health, and activation changed their life. So that's category one. This is very interesting. You want more research. Number two is you're ready to activate your life. That's your possibility right now. So if you are, we have a very flexible subscription program. If you'd like to get on that to save some money and earn some rewards on your products that you can use towards subsequent orders, you can get started as a subscription customer. A lot of our products are bundled, which also save you money. We have a stack of products specific for gut health, or if you're more interested in heart health, if you're more interested in skin health. There's different bundles of products, or the weight loss. There's some, we have something called a high-speed health stack right now, which includes the Mind Body, your Protandim. It includes a free NAD. So you get a free bottle of the Protandim NAD and a bottle of fat burn in there. So that's a good one right now too. And if you are thinking, I cannot keep this a secret, I want to create more leverage in my life financially, I'm coachable, I'm ready to move forward, you can come in as a consultant. It's like buying a business. You write that investment off on your taxes. You will get your products. There are multiple different packages you can choose from to fit your needs. But the business pack or the multiplier enrollment pack, those are the biggest ones that will give you all of the products to give you an experience with. It will also give you a free ticket to our next conference, which is in Dallas, right? Dallas in October. I think it's Dallas. It's in Texas. And so that would be a
Yes.
wonderful opportunity for you to jump in on that with a free registration, because right now it's about $175 to register. And you can start earning, whether it's a little bit of income on the side or something more significant. Anything is possible here with LifeVantage. You have all the pieces in place. You pick a stack of products that you want to continue with on a monthly basis, buying from your own store. Instead of going to somebody else's store, you can buy these products from your own store and activate your health. So thank you all again so much for joining us tonight. We're going to stop the recording here. Please get back to the person that invited you. Are you in category 1, 2, or 3? We can help you get started. Thanks so much.